My name is Alex, 26 years old, living alone in a small apartment in Brooklyn, New York. My birthday fell on a weekend, but I had no special plans. 2 months ago, I was laid off and still job hunting. The pressure to pretend everything was fine was exhausting. My family is complicated, loud, opinionated, but I always thought they meant well. Every year, my birthday was an occasion for jabs about finding direction in life. On Friday morning, I got a text from my cousin Jenna. "The family booked dinner for your birthday tonight." I love Jenna. She's independent, unbothered by the family's mind games. I thought, maybe this time would be different. I arrived at an Italian restaurant in Manhattan where the family had gathered. My parents sat at the head of the table, my sister Ashley scrawled on her phone, and Uncle Dan told loud stories. I sat next to Jenna, who gave me an awkward birthday smile. Dinner started with polite toasts. My mom complimented my shirt. "Finally found something that fits," Ashley smirked. When I mentioned job hunting, my mom said, "Maybe you're too picky. At your age, you can't wait for the perfect job." Uncle Dan chimed in, "When I was your age, I worked twice as hard without complaining. Nothing wrong with honest work." Ashley whispered, "We just want you to stop wasting time. It's hard to watch." Jenna squeezed my hand under the table. I forced a smile. "Thanks for the support, everyone." When the birthday cake arrived, it read, "Oops, still a disappointment." Everyone burst out laughing. Ashley nearly choked on her drink. Uncle Dan slammed the table. "Best cake ever!" My mom gave a nervous laugh. "Just a joke, honey." I stood up, grabbed my bag, and said to Jenna, "I'm fine." Then I leaned down and whispered to Uncle Dan, "I know about the money." His face went pale. I walked out without looking back. 6 months earlier, while helping my parents clean the attic, I found a stack of old documents with my grandfather's name. Among them was an amended will stating Uncle Dan would inherit nothing unless he repaid a loan from the family business within 6 months. Yet, he still got his share. I photographed everything and stayed quiet. I thought it wasn't my business, but after that birthday cake, I realized they needed me to stay down to hide their mistakes. 2 weeks later, my phone wouldn't stop ringing. Mom, Ashley, even Dad called saying I'd gone too far. I didn't answer. One night, Dad called. He said he didn't know about the amended will. I asked, "Why trust Mom without checking?" He went silent, then said, "Because I wanted to believe." I told him, "If you want to be in my life, show it with actions, not by covering up other people's wrongs." Jenna told my Aunt Melissa, Mom's sister, about it. Melissa called me and I sent her all the documents. She hired a lawyer and an investigation began. The lawyer found the amended will was never filed during the estate division. Uncle Dan and Mom handled the paperwork back then. Emails between them showed they deliberately split the estate 3 ways despite knowing about the amendment. The court ruled Uncle Dan had to repay his entire inheritance plus interest totaling about $230,000, 0 cents. Mom was fined $15, 0 cents for concealment and forced to issue a formal statement admitting fraud. Uncle Dan's lake house was seized to cover the debt. Within months, his family patriarch image collapsed. Cousins took sides, half turned on Uncle Dan, the rest stayed silent, avoiding any related talk. The ones who laughed at my birthday dinner now dodged me like the plague. Ashley posted a cryptic Instagram story, "Family full of snakes." I saw it but didn't bother responding. She means nothing to me now. Mom tried reaching out to distant relatives to explain it was a misunderstanding. No one bought her excuses. Everyone knew this wasn't a mistake but a deliberate betrayal spanning years. Aunt Melissa didn't stop at seeking justice for herself. She wanted the truth clear to honor my grandfather's memory, tarnished by the children he trusted. She told me something I'll never forget. If you hadn't stood up, they'd always think trampling others was normal. Amid the chaos, I got a job offer from a tech company in San Francisco, perfectly matching my passion and skills. I moved to a quieter neighborhood, starting a new life, far from those who used and belittled others to feel superior. Jenna's always been there for me. She's not just a cousin, but true family. believing in me when the rest turned away. We meet on weekends, sipping coffee and laughing about that birthday cake. This year, Jenna brought me a new cake with the words, "Oops, turns out you were the only one right." We laughed like the dark days never happened. I haven't spoken to Mom since the court ruling. She sent a 3-page handwritten letter starting with, "I only did it for the family's good." I didn't read further. I tore it up and tossed it in the trash. I'm too familiar with those excuses. Dad's different. He reached out quietly, no justifications, no blame. We've met a few times, grabbing coffee and talking like two regular guys. No more pressure or unrealistic expectations. I told him straight, if you want to be in my life, show it with actions, not silence in the face of wrong. He's kept his word since. They used to need me as the failure to feel better about themselves. But I'm no longer someone they can put down. Not a disappointment, not to myself, not to those who truly deserve to be called family, and definitely not to those who can't handle the truth when it's exposed. If anyone asks if I regret lighting that fire, I'll smile and say, no, I didn't burn my family down, I just cleared out the trash they hid for years.